The finale of Bridgerton Season 4 Part 1 wasn't just shocking, it changed everything we thought we knew about the characters. Secrets were revealed, hearts were broken, and alliances shifted in ways no one expected. But what do all these twists really mean, and how will they shape the story in Part 2? Let's break down every detail so you can understand exactly what happened in the ending of Part 1. Season 4 of Bridgerton took us deeper into the tangled lives of London's high society. And Part 1 ended with so many twists that it left fans reeling. At the center of the story are the Bridgerton siblings, each navigating love, power, and scandal in their own way. While the new characters introduced in this season brought fresh drama that completely changed the dynamics we thought we knew. Lady Penelope faced challenges that tested her intelligence and loyalty, while the Duke and Duchess of Hastings, now seasoned with experience, were forced to confront new threats to their carefully built life. Meanwhile, Anthony Bridgerton, ever the romantic yet impulsive, found himself caught between desire, duty, and the complicated expectations of his family and society. Every character had secrets, every smile had an edge, and every gesture hinted at deeper consequences that would come to the forefront by the finale. In Part 1, the show carefully built tension through social gatherings, secret meetings, and whispered conversations. The season introduced new characters who immediately made an impact. Their motives weren't always clear, but by the time we reached the finale, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Romantic entanglements dominated much of the narrative. Heartbreak and jealousy were constant companions as lovers struggled against societal pressures, family expectations, and their own insecurities. This season didn't just focus on romance, though it explored the power struggles of London's elite. Political influence, inheritance disputes, and manipulations were woven into the characters' personal lives, creating a rich tapestry that made every scene tense and unpredictable. By the time the final episodes arrived, the stakes had been raised so high that every decision carried enormous consequences, and viewers were left questioning what the characters would do next. The finale also brought to light many secrets that had been simmering beneath the surface. Hidden alliances, long-standing grudges, and forbidden desires all collided in ways that were impossible to ignore. We saw moments where a single glance or whispered word could change the course of a character's life, and this made every interaction feel charged with suspense. Relationships that seemed stable on the surface were revealed to be fragile and complicated. Friendships were tested, romantic bonds were strained, and family loyalties were challenged. The show masterfully layered these elements, ensuring that even seemingly minor characters played crucial roles in the unfolding drama. By highlighting both the personal and societal pressures, the finale reminded viewers that in the world of Bridgerton, no one is truly safe from scandal, heartbreak, or betrayal. Another key aspect of the Part 1 ending is how it set up the future. For all characters, some arcs reached temporary resolution, but most left questions hanging in the air, teasing the conflicts of Part 2. Anthony's journey, for example, ended with a major turning point that could redefine his path toward love and responsibility. Meanwhile, Lady Penelope's intelligence and determination were showcased in ways that suggested she would play a critical role in upcoming events. The season also deepened our understanding of the Hastings household, highlighting their resilience and the fragility of their happiness. By intertwining these character journeys with broader societal stakes, the show created a sense of inevitability. Whatever happens next is bound to be dramatic, emotional, and filled with unexpected twists. Every character's choices in Part 1 have left ripples that will undoubtedly affect the next chapter, making it impossible to predict exactly where the story will go. But exciting to imagine every possibility. By the end of Part 1, viewers are left with a mix of shock, anticipation, and curiosity. The finale doesn't just resolve conflicts. It opens new doors, introduces new mysteries, and teases even greater drama in Part 2. Every smile hides a secret, every gesture hints at betrayal, and every word carries weight. The intricate web of relationships, alliances, and rivalries in Season 4 ensures that the story remains compelling and unpredictable as we move into the deeper explanation of the finale. It's important to remember just how much groundwork Part 1 laid. From secret romances to shifting power dynamics, the season built a foundation that makes the ending not only surprising, but also full of potential for the stories to come. Fans are left with questions, theories, and a strong desire to uncover every hidden clue, setting the stage for a thrilling continuation in Part 2. Season 4 Part 1 reached its climax in a way that left every character on edge and every viewer questioning what they thought they knew. The finale focused on critical moments that brought secrets to the surface and shifted the power dynamics between the main players. One of the most striking developments was the confrontation between Anthony Bridgerton and the person he believed he could trust the most. Their conversation was tense, layered with frustration, unspoken emotions, and the weight of expectations from both family and society. Anthony's impulsive nature came to the forefront as he made decisions that surprised even those closest to him. It was a turning point in his journey, showing that even his determination and charisma could not protect him from the consequences of deception and miscommunication. His choices in these final scenes set the stage for conflicts and emotional turmoil that will clearly carry into the next part of the season. The finale didn't just focus on Anthony. It also gave significant attention to other characters whose stories had been building quietly in the background. Lady Penelope, for instance, found herself in a situation where her wit and careful planning were tested to the limit. She had to navigate dangerous social waters while protecting those she cared about, proving that intelligence and courage were as crucial as charm and influence in high society. Her actions during these key moments not only affected her own standing, but also subtly influenced the plots of the characters around her. These interconnected storylines emphasize the show's signature approach. Every character, whether central or supporting, has the potential to alter the narrative in meaningful ways. Meanwhile, the Hastings household faced unexpected turmoil that threatened the stability they had fought to maintain. The Duke and Duchess were confronted with challenges that went beyond social expectations. Touching on deeply personal issues and moral dilemmas, their interactions in the finale highlighted the fragility of even the strongest relationships when secrets and misunderstandings come into play. The way they handled the tension, balancing honesty with restraint, vulnerability with strength, underscored how much growth they had experienced since earlier seasons. At the same time, viewers were reminded that no couple, no matter how seemingly secure, is immune to the pressures of a society obsessed with status and reputation. The final scenes within their household were carefully crafted to show both the external pressures of London society and the internal struggles of love, trust, and forgiveness. These layers of storytelling gave depth to moments that could have otherwise been straightforward drama, making the audience feel the stakes as if they were living through the tension themselves. By the end of these sequences, it was clear that the Hastings journey would continue to evolve, and the challenges they faced in Part 1 were only a prelude to even greater conflicts ahead. One of the most compelling aspects of the Part 1 ending was the way it revealed hidden motives and secret relationships. Several characters who had appeared innocent or peripheral suddenly emerged as players with agendas that could reshape the entire social landscape. Alliances shifted as hidden truths came to light, and viewers were left piecing together the implications of these revelations. A seemingly minor character, through a single bold action or cleverly delivered line, managed to influence the outcome of crucial events, showing how even the quietest players in Bridgerton's world can tip the scales. These narrative choices made the finale feel unpredictable while maintaining internal logic, allowing the story to surprise audiences without feeling forced. It also emphasized one of the series' recurring themes: in a world driven by social appearances and power, every move matters, and no secret stays hidden forever. The tension created by these revelations was not just dramatic, it was emotionally resonant, forcing characters to confront their values, loyalties, and the consequences of their choices in ways that felt authentic and impactful. The emotional beats of the finale were equally powerful, particularly the moments of heartbreak and reconciliation. Romantic entanglements reach critical points, with unspoken feelings and misunderstandings coming to a head. Some characters experienced profound disappointment, while others discovered unexpected hope, creating a complex emotional landscape that kept viewers invested. Family dynamics also played a crucial role, as siblings and relatives were forced to reassess their relationships and confront difficult truths about one another. The finale expertly balanced these interpersonal dramas with larger social stakes, making each scene feel meaningful and interconnected. As a result, the ending of Part 1 was not just a cliffhanger. It was a culmination of careful storytelling that tied together multiple threads while leaving enough unanswered questions to fuel anticipation for Part 2. Every decision, every revelation, and every subtle gesture contributed to a finale that was both satisfying and tantalizingly incomplete, perfectly setting the stage for the next chapter in Bridgerton Season 4. The finale of Part 1 is full of subtle details and hidden clues that reveal just how carefully Bridgerton Season 4 has been crafted. One of the most fascinating elements is the way the show uses costumes, settings, and even small gestures to hint at future conflicts and character developments. For example, the colors and styles worn by certain characters in the final scenes are not just for visual appeal, they reflect emotional states, intentions, and alliances. A character dressed in muted tones might be signaling inner turmoil or caution, while bold colors often indicate power, confidence, or defiance. These visual cues, combined with the carefully staged interactions, give viewers a deeper understanding of the characters' motivations without a single word being spoken. This attention to detail is a hallmark of the series, rewarding viewers who pay close attention and notice the small things that often foreshadow major events in Part 2. The set design itself also plays a role in storytelling. Rooms, furniture arrangements, and even the placement of objects within a scene often reflect relationships and power dynamics. A character standing near a window might symbolize longing or separation, while proximity to a family portrait or heirloom could hint at loyalty, inheritance disputes, or hidden ambitions. These subtle visual narratives make the finale richer and encourage fans to watch scenes multiple times, picking up nuances that add depth to the drama. Another layer of hidden meaning comes from the dialogue. In the finale, characters often speak in ways that seem casual on the surface but carry deeper implications when considered carefully. Lines that appear to be simple expressions of affection, frustration, or sarcasm are often loaded with foreshadowing, referencing events that will unfold later. For example, a seemingly offhand comment about a family secret or social expectation might indicate that someone is planning a strategic move, or that a character is hiding something critical. These moments reward attentive viewers and demonstrate how the show's writers create tension through layered communication. The finale also plays with irony and misdirection, leading audiences to expect one outcome while preparing the ground for a completely different twist. By the time the final scenes unfold, the audience may realize that what seemed obvious was only the surface, and the true drama lies beneath. This complexity makes the finale feel intelligent and satisfying, even as it sets up anticipation for Part 2. The relationships in the finale are particularly enriched by these hidden details. Small gestures, of fleeting glance, a barely perceptible hesitation, or a subtle touch convey emotions that dialogue alone cannot capture. These moments reveal vulnerability, hidden desires, or internal conflict, and they are often critical to understanding the choices characters make. For example, a hand resting briefly on his shoulder might indicate support, suspicion, or even manipulation, depending on context. By paying attention to these visual and emotional cues, viewers can begin to anticipate how alliances may shift or which characters may betray others in the next part of the season. And similarly, the music in the finale works alongside these details to heighten emotional impact and foreshadow developments. A sudden change in tempo, a lingering note, or a familiar melody can signal an impending revelation or underscore a character's internal struggle, adding yet another layer to the storytelling. The interplay of visual, auditory, and narrative elements in the finale creates a tapestry of meaning that encourages close attention and deep engagement. Finally, the Part 1 ending hints at broader societal themes that have always been central to Bridgerton. Social hierarchy, reputation, and the pursuit of power remain driving forces, but the finale shows how personal choices intersect with these pressures in unexpected ways. Characters who act with honesty or integrity may still face consequences, while those who manipulate or scheme may gain temporary advantages, creating moral complexity that feels realistic and compelling. The finale also emphasizes the precarious nature of trust in this world. Alliances can shift in an instant, secrets can unravel, and the actions of one character can ripple across multiple storylines. These hidden details are not just decorative. They are essential to understanding the emotional and narrative weight of the ending. By carefully analyzing the visual cues, dialogue, gestures, and music, viewers can gain insight into the foreshadowing, symbolism, and character development that make the finale of Part 1 so rich and layered. The final moments leave subtle but significant hints for what is to come, ensuring that anticipation for Part 2 is not just based on the overt cliffhangers, but also on a complex web of narrative and emotional cues waiting to be explored. The ending of Part 1 doesn't just resolve the immediate conflicts. It dramatically shifts the trajectories of the main characters, setting the stage for Part 2 in ways that are both surprising and inevitable. Anthony Bridgerton, for example, experiences one of the most significant turning points in the season. His impulsive decisions, fueled by pride and a desire to protect his family's reputation, collide with the reality of love, trust, and consequence. By the finale, viewers see a side of Anthony that is less confident and more vulnerable, as he confronts the weight of his choices and realizes that charm alone cannot fix everything. His relationships, particularly with those closest to him, are strained, leaving him at a crossroads between duty and desire. This moment of reckoning is crucial because it highlights Anthony's internal struggle, the tension between the man he wants to be and the expectations imposed upon him by society. Every glance, hesitation, or misstep in these final scenes carries emotional significance, revealing the depth of his character growth while also foreshadowing challenges he will face in Part 2. It's clear that Anthony's journey is far from over, and the finale cleverly plants seeds for both conflict and potential redemption in the episodes to come. Meanwhile, Lady Penelope's arc reaches a turning point that is subtle yet powerful. Throughout the season, she has relied on her intelligence, resourcefulness, and social awareness to navigate dangerous situations. And the finale shows just how effective these traits can be when stakes are highest. By carefully analyzing the behaviors of those around her, she is able to influence outcomes in ways that might not be immediately obvious to other characters. The ending demonstrates that she is no longer just a peripheral figure. Her decisions have a direct impact on the events of the story, shifting the balance of power in key interactions. The way she handles delicate situations, often using wit and diplomacy rather than confrontation, emphasizes that influence in Bridgerton's world does not always come from status or wealth. It can also come from clever thinking and strategic insight. By the close of Part 1, Lady Penelope is positioned as a critical player whose actions and choices will ripple through the narrative, shaping relationships and conflicts in ways that viewers can only begin to anticipate. The Hastings family also faces profound consequences in the finale, further emphasizing the interconnected nature of the characters' lives. The Duke and Duchess are confronted with situations that test their unity, trust, and emotional resilience. Their ability to navigate these challenges is remarkable, but the finale makes it clear that their stability is fragile and dependent not only on their own strength, but also on the actions of those around them. Minor betrayals, unspoken suspicions, and societal pressures create a tension that underscores the precariousness of their position. By the end of part 1, the Hastings household is both stronger in some ways and more vulnerable in others, highlighting the complexity of their characters and the intricate web of social obligations and personal desires that define their world. The choices they make in these final scenes signal potential growth, but also the likelihood of new obstacles that will demand both strategy and emotional courage in part 2. Romantic relationships across the season are also transformed by the finale, with unexpected twists creating new dynamics and challenges. Lovers who seemed aligned are suddenly confronted with secrets, misunderstandings, and shifting loyalties that threaten to destabilize their connections. These emotional upheavals reveal not only the fragility of relationships in high society, but also the resilience of characters who are willing to confront difficult truths. Friendships, too, are tested, with loyalty and trust placed under intense scrutiny. The finale emphasizes that every choice, whether personal or social, has consequences that extend beyond immediate outcomes, influencing how characters interact and how conflicts evolve. As a result, the ending of part 1 is not merely a conclusion. It is a turning point that reshapes motivations, deepens emotional stakes, and positions the characters for a series of intertwined challenges that will drive the story forward. In part 2, the season closes with a careful balance of resolution and anticipation, leaving viewers emotionally invested while also eager to discover how these arcs will continue to unfold.